Hello everyone and welcome back to my studio, the Pottery Corner, down on the south coast of England near Chichester. Hello everybody, welcome along. I'm Sarah Ramos, glad to have you here. We're going to do another Glaze Kiln fire opening. There's not very much in the kiln today. On the top shelf is a lovely piece by Jill, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that, and I have had just the very minor of sneaky peeks, and there are a few pieces on the bottom, so we'll get on with it, shall we? Let's get the lid open and see what we've got. Okay, so on this top shelf, as I say, is a beautiful slab built piece by Jill, and she did a lot of work on this. It's still very, very vaguely warm, so I'm just going to be a little bit careful with it. It does have a cookie on the bottom, so I'm just going to take that off, and I'll have to watch my fingers with the shard. Right, okay, so this is a slab built bowl which Jill has hand decorated. Look at that. So that's her own design of a goldfish, and actually it's absolutely fantastic. When she put this slab over the bowl mould, so when she made it upside down as a slab, it did this sort of wave thing on this side, and instead of flattening it, she said, you know what, I'm going to go with it and then make something of that feature. I think this has been absolutely terrific. And then she decided to put some holes in it, and then she decided to decorate it with the fish. So it's been sort of like an ongoing creative idea, and I just love this. I think it's really, really creative. I think she's done an absolutely fantastic job of the glazing, but the actual drawing in pencil of the fish, oh, I really do envy people who can sit with a pencil and draw a design. It's absolutely wonderful. So well done, Jill. I am immensely impressed with this piece. So glaze combinations. On the fish is ancient copper and Amaco snow with some black underglaze detail. So some of the spots and bits and pieces are in black underglaze, but the actual glaze itself is ancient copper and Amaco's snow. I'm hoping that the camera is picking up all that beautiful detail with these spots of snow which look like little air bubbles in the water. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then she's used some snow on the bubbles here and here, again mimicking the holes that she's made in the actual slab. And then the background glaze is, she says, trying desperately to remember, it's Amaco's Celebrations Baby Blue with Amaco's Blue Lagoon over the top. Now it looks very similar to textured turquoise, but it's actually fundamentally different, and you've got all this lovely sort of mottling which looks very like water. And again on the back she's done the same, but I will say that there probably could have done, she was going to put some Blue Midnight on this section here down the bottom, and then we decided against it because obviously you're not going to be able to see it anyway. So rather than choosing another glaze to go with this palette, she left it off, and actually what she could have done with doing was putting another coat of Blue Lagoon on. But in fairness, you're not going to see that when that's sat on a side. So well done, Jill. I have to say that is an absolutely extraordinarily beautiful piece. Beautifully glazed, beautifully designed, beautifully made, beautiful lady. Well done, really well done. I'm really impressed with that. It's gorgeous. Right, so that is all that's on the top shelf. So we'll get this shelf out and see what we've got underneath. Right, okay, so in the bottom layer, again, it's not overpacked because this is the last week of a 4-week hand building course. Next week the students are away, and one of the students is actually away until February, so I wanted to get her pieces fired for her. Carolyn's going to be away for a little while. So there are 2 of Carolyn's spheres in the bottom of here, and if you've watched my kiln openings before, you'll know that Carolyn likes to make spheres. But before we get to those, let's have a look at these 3. Now I'm just going to pop that one there and this one, again, they're all standing on cookies. As you know, everything stands on cookies. I'm just going to pop them, there's 3 of them. Right, okay, so we have hand extruded with the extruder. So I have a tube making, cylinder making die that goes into my wall mounted extruder, and it makes these tubes of clay. So you just extrude them out. And I really like these are really sweet. And she's put little faces on them. Aren't they lovely? See if I can get the third one. There's the third one. Third one looks sad, doesn't he? He looks like he's got a little bit of a sad face. But yeah, they're lovely. They're really nice. So these are Kasie's, really pretty. A little set of 3 vases with personality. Really like those. Lovely. Very easy to make because you extrude the cylinder and then just pop a base on. Put your face on, glaze, job done. This glaze on these is Amaco's Wasabi, which is a nice sort of spring green. So those are really nice. A lovely set of 3 little chaps, or chapesses, I suppose. I think they're really nice. They're great. They're lovely. And then Kasie has made some more, which are waiting to be bisque fired, and used the vinyl stickers that are made by my friend Karen. And I'll pop a link to her Etsy shop, because you can buy these vinyl stencils, are really effective. So that's slip decorated using a vinyl stencil. And there's one here, it's very difficult to see actually, I'm not sure you'll be able to pick that out. There's a cat on this one, if you can see it. She's got a friend with a cat. So this is like a pale green slip with just a cat motif. I'm hoping the camera's picking that up. So the cat will be white and then the vase will be light green, but that's waiting for biscuit firing. Right, what else have we got next? This is Jane's, another one of Jane's flower pots. If you were watching last week's video, Jane's been making a series of flower pots. Now I really like this. So Jane lives in Bosham, which is a village a couple of miles away from the studio. It's actually the village that my husband and I got married in, and she's been there for a very long time, and it's by the sea, literally on the sea actually, right next to it. And it has a beautiful sailing community and lots of sailboats and all the rest of it. So she's used that motif on this slip decorated flower pot. Isn't that fantastic? So she's used lots of different skills here, and actually it was a really nice project for Jane to do, to learn some new skills with masking and slip decorating. So as you can see, we've got 2 different colours of slip. She's also carved, and then we've got the boats with sails, and she painted on these little birds with black underglaze, and then we used some underglaze transfers for the lettering. Quite nice to have lettering on the sails, makes them look really realistic. I love that. I'm really impressed with that. And then over the lot, apart from the sails, which we used transparent on the sails and then put some wax resist on, and then the rest of the pot is glazed in Amaco's Glacier, which if you watch my videos regularly you will know is definitely a top 10 glaze of mine. I love it. I love it. It's like a very, very pale Eau de Nil. Very nice, lovely glaze. I'm really impressed with that, and she popped her initials on, which I thought was rather lovely. So yes, lovely, really nice, Jane. I'm very impressed with that. I hope that she does some more of those. Having had a go and done like a prototype, it's quite nice to then go on and make more in the same theme. Right, so last 2 things in the kiln are Carolyn's spheres. A baby one and a slightly bigger. So we'll start with the baby. Oh. We did have a dribble. We've had a dribble. Okay, there is a little bit of glaze on the kiln shelf, but not so much that I'm going to worry about it. But what I am going to worry about is that nasty shard. Hope you can see that, which I definitely need to watch my fingers on. So this is one of Carolyn's spheres. Really nice. Carolyn likes making round things, and why not? I mean, there's so many possibilities, aren't there, when you're making something that's round. Another beautiful open-mouthed sphere to go in the garden, fully glazed. This one glaze combinations. Now I've got to rack my brains. It is, scratch your head and think about it, Sarah. It is Sapphire Float. Why do I always call it Blue Sapphire? It's Sapphire Float. So Amaco's Sapphire Float with Amaco's Blue Stone over the top. So 2 coats of the Sapphire Float with 2 coats of Blue Stone over the top to get this lovely blue, which is really nice. And then this is the same combination as on Jill's bowl, which is, as I said before, it's the Amaco Celebrations Baby Blue with Amaco's Blue Lagoon over the top for this lovely sort of turquoisey colour, very nice. And then obviously, as it's Carolyn's, palladium, which is Carolyn's favourite glaze. It's actually Janet's favourite glaze as well, but in this instance it's Carolyn's, just on the petal shapes. Really nice. And of course palladium has done its thing down the front here and dribbled a bit, which is absolutely lovely. So yeah, really nice. Another nice sphere, and I shall have to just get that shard off of there before Carolyn takes that home. I've got a Dremel, just Dremel it off. Okay, so last piece, and again, this is another of Carolyn's beautiful spheres. This one is almost the same combination. This one is the same combination, so the same glaze combination with Sapphire Float and Blue Stone with Celebrations Baby Blue and Blue Lagoon. But she's actually dotted some palladium on this one on the tops to get the palladium to drip. So yeah, rather nice. And again, used the palladium on the petals. I have to say the palladium has pinholed quite a lot. I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up, but for some reason we have quite a lot of pinholing in the palladium. It's not sharp, so it's obviously, as I said on the last video, I must put some cones in because I've got a feeling that my elements are starting to go slightly and we might just not be reaching that top temperature. And that means, of course, that I shall need to replace the elements, which is a boring old job but has to be done. So yeah, so that's another one of Carolyn's spheres. Very nice, lovely. So that is all that is in the kiln today. There are just a couple of shout outs, so we'll have a look at those. Okay, so the first one is from Nancy Blaine, who is in, is it Nipomo or Nipomo, CA? Is that California? I think it might be. Anyway, so Nancy has sent me a picture of her luminaires. So she said, I just love your YouTube channel. I check in every week to see if there's a new show and always take notes on the different glazes on the pieces that come out of your kiln. Thank you, Nancy. Right now she's making pieces for a December Christmas show that she has every year in the community. So she's made some luminaires with using the template that's in my Etsy shop. So again, if you're interested in how to make the skyline luminaire, there is a playlist of how to make it from start to finish, step by step, and the template is available in my Etsy shop. So she said, I've used a combination of mountain and tree transfers for the two small ones, as Ceramica were temporarily out of the cityscapes. I do know that Nikki at Ceramica Transfers has now restocked, so they are available again. She's used the London and Paris transfers on the two larger luminaires and loves the way that they turned out. So yes, I'm afraid I haven't managed to get a very large picture of these done, but this, I'll try and crop the camera in when I do the editing. So this is the smaller ones with the mountainscapes on. I really like those. I think that's really nice. It's a good use of those underglaze transfers. And again, I have got some of those transfers upstairs, Nancy, so I think I told you before I'd have a go. And then again, on this picture, you can just see just about the London and Paris skylines on the luminaires. So thank you, Nancy, for that. It's always lovely, as I say, to receive pictures of the pieces that people make from the projects that are on the tutorials on the channel. The other message I've had this week is from Babette Menzel. I might have said that wrong, Babette, I'm sorry if I have, who is in Germany. So she's in Brandenburg, which is where they did the concerto. There's a Brandenburg concerto. Don't know the composer. Somebody will know. Put it in the comments. So dear Sarah, I've been watching your YouTube videos for a long time. When you clear out your kiln, I like that, kiln opening, clearing out the kiln, and present the wonderful ceramic works you and your students have made. She especially liked the video where a student created a very nice big house. Well, that was Janet. So Janet made the big black and white house, and if you're interested in seeing that coming out of the kiln, it's on a, I'll stick a card up for the video that it's on. She lives in Brandenburg. She's been addicted to pottery wholeheartedly for 2.5 years, and it's her great passion. I love that. She's never taken a pottery class, and she's taught herself everything with the help of countless YouTube videos. So terrific. Well done you, Babette. For me, pottery is like meditation, yeah, and the girls, my students often say that it's clay therapy. You know, it's nice to chill out with clay. So she's now selling bits and pieces at craft fairs and what have you, and she's sent me some pictures. So this is Babette with her stall of wares. Isn't that a lovely picture? So that's obviously a Halloween sale that she's got going on. We've just had Halloween. It's now the beginning of November, so it's Halloween yesterday. And then she's made this beautiful house, which looks like a Hansel and Gretel house. Look at this one. Isn't that lovely? Really nice. And I love the Christmas trees too, again, with this cutout. They're really nice. They're lovely, Babette. Really good. And the house is really pretty lit up like that. It looks like a little Hansel and Gretel gingerbread house. So it's really pretty. So as I say, thank you for sending me that. It's always delightful to hear from you and see pictures of your pieces. Short and sweet this week, so that's all I've got for you. Thanks for tuning in, appreciate your support as ever. Pop a comment down if there's anything you'd like to ask me, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.